Hey, what's going on, Guardians? My name is the Black Link, and today is Thursday, October 10th, 2019. Man, almost halfway through the month of October already, and we're already a few weeks into the release of Shadowkeep. But you all know what this means. It is time for another issue of the Bungie Weekly Blog, This Week at Bungie. And believe me, we've got a couple of things to talk about because we've had some crazy changes go into effect, even with some server-side changes over the last couple of days, specifically talking about changes to heavy weapons and PvP modes. But let's go ahead and dive on in because that's exactly where things start out with the TWAB this week. If you've been playing yourself some D2 this week, you might have noticed that earlier in the week, Bungie issued a server-side change to reduce the amount of heavy ammo that's been spawning in the Crucible. The implemented change affected Control, Clash, and the Supremacy game mode, looking to address the availability of heavy and how quickly it respawns. We actually got a full post over on the Bungie forums giving us greater detail about exactly what was changing. If you happen to miss those notes earlier in the week, here's what changed. Control will now have heavy ammo spawn in at 45 seconds and then every 120 seconds. Previously, it was spawning in at about 45 seconds and then once every minute, so once every 60 seconds. Clash and Supremacy will now have heavy ammo spawn in at 60 seconds and then again every 120 seconds. Beforehand, it was spawning in at 15 seconds and then again at every 60 seconds. But it's not just the basic core game modes that saw a change with heavy ammo. Of course, 3v3 Survival also saw some changes as well. Or at least it will soon. They don't have server-side settings to change those on the fly, but they did give us a heads up on what exactly is going to be changing in the new comp mode. Survival will soon have heavy ammo spawn in at 60 seconds, and then again 60 seconds later just as the tiebreaker objective spawns. Right now, heavy ammo spawns in after about 30 seconds and then again every 60 seconds. They go on to state here that the amount of heavy ammo granted will be reduced to match the amounts in Elimination and the 6v6 game modes. So not only is it going to take longer to get heavy in comp, you're going to be getting less ammunition, meaning you won't be getting quite as many shots with your hammerhead as soon as you pick up the box. These are some pretty major changes overall, and I know a lot of people have been clamoring for heavy ammo changes in PvP. I didn't have too much trouble with the way heavy ammo was working in the 6v6 game modes, but definitely in comp, things really do center around the heavy ammo spawn. It is your job as a team, the way it was before, to get to that box as quickly as possible in that first 30 seconds, and then whoever got that heavy was basically able to control the pacing of the game. So it looks like they're going to be pulling back on that a bit by nerfing heavy weapons in the comp game mode. It'll be interesting to see how that flows moving on. But there we go. Those are the big changes that happened this week when it comes to heavy ammo in the Crucible. But it's not the only PvP thing we have to talk about. Because of course next week, we've got the return of Lord Saladin and the Iron Banner, the first official Iron Banner of Shadowkeep. That's right, starting next Tuesday on October 15th and going until October 22nd, the Iron Banner is back, and we're also going to be seeing the return of the Valor bonus. If you're trying to get your Valor ranking up to Legend so you can reset your Crucible rankings, next week is going to be a great time to do it. And of course, this season, willing combatants will have a chance to earn the all-new Iron Will armor set, which we get a great look at here. So if you're all about the glamour, you're going to have a whole new set to grind for once the Iron Banner goes live. Hopefully the stat rolls you get on some of this armor is going to be a little bit better than some of the stuff that's out in the wild right now. But speaking of rewards with the Iron Banner, let's discuss the way you earn them and how it's going to be changing this season. First up, there's a new seasonal pursuit, which must be completed prior to being able to turn in tokens to purchase packages from Lord Saladin. This pursuit is going to be character-based, and it will reward the new Season 8 armor set. Each step of the pursuit awards Iron Banner weapons or armor, and most of the objectives within the pursuit track progress at any point during the Season of the Undying, even if you have not yet acquired the pursuit. Which is basically a fancy way of saying, just like in previous seasons, Lord Saladin is going to have an introductory quest for you to complete. And once you complete that quest, that's when you'll be able to start turning in some of those tokens you may have stored up in previous seasons. But completion of the pursuit of the new quest is going to grant you Iron Banner weapons and armor. And thankfully with this pursuit, it's going to be tracking your progress even if you haven't picked up the pursuit yet itself. Hopefully it won't be quite as grindy as some of the previous Iron Banner quest steps. Next up, until the seasonal pursuit has been completed, all rewards will be obtained from completing matches and bounties. Like I said before, you won't be able to turn in any tokens. All rewards are weapons until the seasonal pursuit is complete. meaning you won't get any of the armor until you've completed the pursuit itself. But the existing 7 bounties that offered powerful rewards in previous seasons have been readjusted to offer pinnacle rewards. Those are rewards that can get you up to 960 power max, but only 4 are available per event. And that is fantastic. People are now starting to get up into the 950s. You know, we've had a couple of weeks of Shadowkeep. It doesn't really take that long to get into the upper echelons of power there, but they're finding that that final grind, that final last bit of grind where only pinnacle rewards will get you any sorts of gains at all, isn't really that great. With the way it works, it's heavily based on RNG, whether or not you're going to get the pieces of gear that you need. So it's fantastic to see that Bungie is retroactively going back and changing their Iron Banner bounties so that those bounties are going to grant you pinnacle rewards. That alone makes this Iron Banner worth running to me. If you're a perfectionist out there, a completionist, you're trying to get everything done and you're trying to get to absolute max power, that absolute 960 pinnacle peak power, Iron Banner is going to be a great option for you. That's going to be 4 bounties you're going to be able to complete to get pinnacle gear. Which, of course, since it's Iron Banner, will be all weapons if you haven't completed the pursuit. But if you have completed the pursuit, you'll have armor chances in that as well. I am very happy to see that Iron Banner is being treated with the same sort of respect here, at least when it comes to the power grind, that it used to have back in Destiny 1. Remember, way back in the day, the only places where you could get actual pinnacle gear was Trials of Osiris, the Raid, and Iron Banner. So I'm definitely happy to see that these bounties are going to be offering at least a few pinnacle rewards. Great change there. Although they do know that they are tracking a bug in which the 4 bounties offered as pinnacle rewards rotate each day, allowing more than 4 to be completed during a single event. Whether or not they're going to have that bug fixed by next week, who knows? I'd imagine, based on the fact they're mentioning it here, it's probably not going to be a thing next week, so you're probably not going to be able to spam up a bunch of pinnacle rewards with bounties. But it is interesting that they let us know that that was a thing. If it is still live next week, that would be pretty cool. But alright, finally, because Iron Banner has its own special version of control, the heavy ammo spawning changes we mentioned earlier in this video are not going to be reflected in next week's Iron Banner, though they are planning on making that change in a future update. So I'm assuming that means that heavy ammo spawns in Iron Banner is still going to be spawning in at 45 seconds and then every 60 seconds. So take advantage of all that purple while you can. But alright Guardians, there we go. We've got Iron Banner next week. You got a new set of armor to earn. As far as I know, there aren't really any new Iron Banner weapons, which is definitely a bit of a bummer. But I am really looking forward to getting my hands on that incoming armor set, and like I said, the pinnacle reward side to bounties is almost more than enough for me. But that's pretty much it for the biggest bits of news that dropped in this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly Blog, This Week at Bungie. Before we get on out of here, I do want to point to a really awesome interview they hold with the members of Clan Ascend, who emerged victorious in the world's first race for the Vault of Grass, also known as the Garden of Salvation raid. It's a great quick interview and massive congratulations to Clan Ascend for taking the throne. Enjoy your World Championship belts. You all earned it. And if you'd like to read that full interview, there's a link to the TWAB down in the description box below. Go check it out. But alright Guardians, there we go. That's it for the biggest bits of news to drop in this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly Blog, This Week at Bungie. It's all heavy weapon changes and Iron Banner, so I hope you're all ready for that next week. But before we get on out of here, I couldn't let this go past without mentioning one special thing. The amazing crew at Husky Raid are back at it again with their beautiful machinima skills and choreography, and saw something weird on the moon too. They put out a great video that wound up getting Movie of the Week. And I would definitely recommend that all of you guys out there go and watch it. There's going to be a link to it down in the description box below. You know our own Mega Magwitch is a huge part of this, and they did a fantastic job putting this video together. It's really entertaining, so make sure you go and show them some love. But alright, that's it for the news, and those are my thoughts. Be sure to leave me yours down in the comment section below. How do you feel about the heavy weapon changes? Do you think it needed to happen? Do you think they were a little bit too prevalent in specifically comp? Be sure to let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. But I'm out for now. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.